Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. They're mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you've never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
All right, welcome. Next episode of Football Unfiltered with a few guests today. Also, of course, Mr. Man himself, Mr. Craig Butler. Pleasure to see you as always.
Big up.
We have myself as co-host, Brandon Carvalho, part of the Phoenix family. And sorry? Well, we're going to have you guys introduce yourselves. So, go ahead.
I'm Byron Falcon Units from Shortwood and Phoenix.
Can you move that just a little bit closer to you?
What?
A little light here.
Like
And then we also have
Richard Gooden from Harborview, mainly Excelsior High School.
And
Late 60s, early 70s.
we'll probably ask you a bit more.
A bit more, well.
But in a second, later on, tease everybody.
Fine.
Thanks guys for joining. Appreciate it. As always, I'd like to start just asking Coach how your week was and how the Phoenix players were. I'm going to put up some training that we had earlier this week. But how did things go this week?
It was great training. Had fun. We always looking to prepare to build, and so we're sending off some of our players this week. Two are going over to England. Thierry Mills and Jade Clark. And we have two that are already went back to Germany. Zander Dante and Dante Peralta. My son.
Exactly.
Had Dante since he was like 6. And very proud of his development and his growth. We're having a lot of fun in the training, but we're specifically in a cycle right now. And that cycle is we're developing the new ones to replace the old ones, and we're preparing the mature players to now move on to different places. So we have about 3 players going to Belgium. Ayo is coming back to head to Belgium. He's coming back from England. Got an opportunity in Belgium, so he has to come back to Jamaica and get his visa and then go. And then we have, as I said before, Jade Clark and Thierry Mills heading up to England to start their journey. That's after having really earned a scholarship, both of them, based off their playing against the Aston Villa and the tour we had. Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, several others. So it was really good. It's really a pleasure for me to have on the show. These are my former teammates. We played Masters League together for Shortwood and won the cup. Several times. I think twice we did it. Back to back.
Twice.
Back to back.
And the Peter Cargill.
The Peter Cargill knockout as
inaugural.
Yeah, and that was a great pleasure to me because many people don't know that Peter was my captain when I played for Swallowfield. And then when I stopped playing football and became fat and pudgy at the time for a little while, I was the GM for Toshiba. And during the 1998 World Cup campaign for Jamaica, I became the biggest sponsor of the national team and adopted Peter Cargill, my old captain, in my company, and created the Adopt Player program. So it was really good for me. After recognizing all of that, that's how Phoenix actually started, because I was very happy with what I saw with the national team, what we could do with players who had not gotten a chance before. Ian Goodison, Billy Gardner, several others, and how they had done so well in the World Cup qualifiers, and I wanted to see if we could do it again. How?
Yeah.
But then when I looked at around at what was the coaching was and the development that was there for young players, I started my own, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up the. There was a newspaper clipping or a magazine clipping with
Yeah.
you presenting to him. I'm trying to pull that up, but that was back in before the night. So you're saying
1995, 96 at the time.
Mm.
So it was the 1998 campaign, actually 97. So I'm sure if you yeah, there it is.
There's,
Yeah, so that was
Yes,
back
sir.
then.
Let me see it again.
I'm going to
Yeah.
pull it up for
That was
everybody
that
to
then.
see.
We're gonna put it up for you so you'll see that the journey of the Phoenix is not a new
Yes.
one. It's
a
one.
years.
It's years and years and years and years and years. So
there it is. Everybody can see it now.
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, so
So handsome I was when I was younger. I look like a little old toad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Falcon. You know,
That's-
Falcon.
And that was true because Citibank sponsored Andy Williams.
At the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody else came in after
After
that.
you
After I did that,
which was
and
great.
everybody
Which was great.
sponsored something.
It was a big clap for
So,
Yeah.
but if you look at the caption, because I wrote that caption,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that in order to make dreams a reality,
Mhm.
you must first believe.
Of course, it's there.
The three that I know of was you doing Peter, Andy with Citibank, with Peter Moses, and I think Big Nell did Pepe.
Yeah, but we also
Yeah,
you had courts, you had lots of people.
Yeah, but I never know the rest where they went.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. And I
Yeah.
directly sponsored the national team, so we had Toshiba billboards all around the stadium.
Yeah, I remember that.
You
That's
did. You
amazing.
did.
Yeah, so but
So,
the journey is not
Mhm.
about, you know, who should get the accolades. It's
Mhm.
they say it's not what a man does that makes his actions sacred or secular.
Mm.
It is why he does it.
Mhm.
You know. So when you look at what Peter was able to do, Peter was able to put 2 taxis on the road. He was able to go to Israel. He was,
Yeah.
you know, Bibi was able to go to
Progression.
England. Their lives, their families' lives have
Progression.
been changed
Yeah.
Of course.
forever.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then they have been able, look at Bibi Gardner, he has been able to affect others' lives and help other
Of
people.
course.
Yeah.
So it's about nation building, really.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, it'd be great to hear more stories about this. I mean, I don't know if I have time today, but did you accompany them with every single match they went to, including
Every game,
France?
also,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's great. So, like the title says, we have. We're going to see if we can get them here, or they're trying to get.
yeah,
them
they're
here.
supposed to be here, bad boys.
Yeah. In the meantime, did you want to show along with to play that video that we made this week about the
Yeah, why not? Because that would be very interesting.
Yeah,
You know, there have been a lot of. The background to this video is that there was a lot of inaccuracies,
Mhm.
claiming that the technical director of the then national team didn't call Leon Bailey ordinary,
Mm.
and that he didn't call him because he didn't think he was special, and, you know, because Leon now showed the world.
Yeah.
And that at the time he wasn't making any waves, he wasn't showing any quality in his game.
Mhm.
So what I did was we kind of Brandon, you did it, not me. Eh?
Yeah. It was.
Go after him. But
Yeah.
he's the one that actually.
Geez. But it's.
I gave the directive. You know, I gave the order once he was the shutter. So then the reality is that we put it together and we showed where Leon was.
in a short time,
What he
because
was
we
doing.
got the video,
Yeah, we
the
did
voice
it really
clip.
quick and
Yeah.
just did it. So let's see it work. Let's see.
And then this was also a carryover from last week's conversation, which was part of the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully this, I mean, obviously it's putting it out there, but hopefully this can clear up and I guess finish the conversation
and put it to rest.
Put it to
So
rest. So
you understand. We'll leave it up to you to make your decision. Oversend this, sir. Oversend this, sir. National team of Jamaica.
How can you pick a player if he's not in your training session? And at that time, he wasn't making any waves. He was an ordinary player as far as I'm
But
concerned.
since he has been
And he wasn't making any waves.
we're having a bit of
And he wasn't making any waves.
okay, Okay, we're gonna play it again. It's we're having a bit of lag here, so I'm just going to do it through the the Facebook instead. But if you guys heard that voice, that was the voice of
Finn Blaine.
Vin Blaine, who was the how long was he technical director for?
It wasn't very long, right? Correct? It wasn't very long.
He was the technical director of the national team,
Mm-hmm.
and he was also the technical director of Harbour BFC at the same time,
Hmm.
which is really conflict of interest.
And did back then did he call up players from Harborview to?
He called most of the team was from Harbourview at the time. So the question was, why didn't you call Leon and Kyle for the national under 17?
Yeah.
Oh, they were just ordinary.
Hmm.
So let's look at what ordinary is for him.
Okay, we're just trying to
And
pull it
all
up
of
here.
this was all over the internet, so there's no way he could doubt
Yeah.
or say he didn't hear.
All right,
Who was sending this? National team of Jamaica.
How can you pick a player if he's not in your training session? And at that time, he was making waves. He was an ordinary player as far as
But since he has been
and he was making waves.
and that was voted the #1 goal
In the Europa
in the
Cup.
Europa League.
He was an ordinary player as far as
but since he has been
and he was making waves. How can you pick a player if he's not in your training session? And at that time, he was making waves. He was an ordinary player as far as
but since he has been
and he was making waves.
So that voice was in around 2017 when he mentioned that,
Yeah,
and he was playing in Genk in the Europa League
yeah.
in 2016 for Genk.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess there's a reason that maybe he's not there right now, but but yeah, that video I guess is meant to not this is meant to explain that you have to really look at the products that's there and not just like you mentioned favor maybe certain ones and do you feel like JFF has been getting there to the point where they're starting to call, or is still more improvement?
A lot more improvement left.
Mm.
Just this year, just this 2 months, Phoenix U19 went to play against Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Sheffield. Hold on 1 second. I have to answer this because that's the rule.
It's our guests.
It's probably at the gate. Let me just open the gate. Yeah. So, yeah, we went and played against all these teams in England, and we dominated and beat these teams. We didn't beat them by 1-0. Crystal Palace lost by 5-0. Aston Villa got 7-4.
No.
And Aston Villa was the FA Cup champions of England
Oh, it's a big
And-
deal.
Yeah.
under 19.
Wow.
And we had 5 players in that team. And some of them are now in Germany. Dante Peralta is now at his club in Germany, Bonn FC. And clubs in Germany are actually looking at him to move
We'll move further up.
further up line. And the reality is that only 2 players from Phoenix were called.
Yeah.
And the 2 players in the minds of the selectors were 2 players they believe probably easiest to get to leave Phoenix.
Okay.
They don't realize how dedicated those 2 players are to Phoenix and how long they have been there.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll call names. Dylan John has been at Phoenix since he was probably 6 years old.
For years.
His father and I were good friends in
Close,
school and
very
very
close.
close right now too. And Jamani Bell has been with Phoenix since he was like 6 or 7, 8 years old.
Your record is great.
So we're not going to, we won't be parting company very soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they left out
Mhm.
Dante Peralta, 6'1", monster of a central defender and left back.
Mhm.
They left out Tyree Muirhead,
Mhm.
top wing back. They left out Denzel Mckenzie, didn't go. They left out Demarion Harris, who
Mhm.
won Pepsi for JC.
Mhm.
You know, so the idea is that that's 6 players.
Mhm.
Of that 6,
Mhm.
5
Mhm.
went to Europe and beat
And-
Aston Villa.
and dominated.
Meanwhile,
Dominated.
our U15s
Yeah.
went to Santo Domingo or Puerto Rico,
Dominican
Dominican Republic,
Mhm.
and they didn't win one game.
Yeah.
And the player that really shone for those U15s was Dylan John.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dylan played well. Like
Dylan played very well. He was sending the passes, and there was nobody who
Good.
understood.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Mhm.
So the idea really was a sad one, and we learned from it. Hopefully, Jamaica will learn from it, and we don't have a repeat of what happened with Leon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you should not choose a national team, in my opinion, based on satisfying different clubs who are members in the who are members in the
hierarchy.
hierarchy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
a very good example is Pepe Goodison, as we were talking about before.
yeah,
Right, Craig?
Yeah,
Pepe
yeah.
Goodison was chosen from the Division 2
Yeah.
or from Major League as compared to the National League at the time. And
Right.
he played an integral part both in the qualification of the World Cup and in England.
yeah.
You know?
So the idea, as I said, is what do you do now? What they were trying to say is we just ask coaches from different clubs, different schools to tell us their best 2 players and pull them. What if 7 of those players, 7, were from Phoenix?
Oh.
You're only going to take 2
Right, yeah.
because you want to satisfy everybody else, or you want the best national team?
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the point.
There was a time, I remember going back when Leon was playing, when Vin Blaine was in selection, that Kevon Atkinson was the top scorer of Calabar High School and Pepsi. Shaskai Daly was the best midfielder at Calabar. Andre Goblin, Andre
You remember them well.
Wilson
You remember
was the captain of Calabar.
Mhm.
Calabar went to the final in Pepsi.
Of course.
None of them were called.
No.
Jason Wright was the top scorer at Woolmers.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kyle Butler was the captain of St. George's.
Mhm.
Leon Bailey was at Casey at the time for the brief
Mhm.
period of time he was there. And he played 4 games, scored 8 goals.
Oh,
shit.
oh God.
Excuse
What
me,
a
sir.
And then I stopped him, right? So then Leon was also the top scorer and MVP of under 12, under 13, under 15, and under 17,
Mhm.
and MVP of all 3
Mhm.
at 12 years old in the
Wow.
same year. And none of them were called.
Mhm.
The teams that they beat,
Mhm.
those players were in the national team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the players that were dominating
Mhm.
were left
Or
out
like the-
because they were not at particular clubs.
But Craig, wouldn't you say it's a failing of our football authority that this is not happening? That our players that are more featuring, doing things, scoring goals, playing well game after game are looked they're in the background. Why would you say this is it? What would be the problem to you why these players are not looked at more deeply?
Well,
What
you
is
see,
the problem?
people like to say that it is an incompetence of the coaches.
Mhm.
That's not true.
No, I wouldn't agree with that answer.
It is facts. From the early days, England was seen as the place to go if you want to be a professional footballer. It's ingrained in all of us that we look to England and the Premier League. Yeah? Because the rules in England are, in order for a player to get a work permit in England as a footballer, they must play 75% of their national team's games
I remember that.
as not on the bench, as a starter.
I remember, Craig. I remember.
So that means if the national team plays 15 games,
Mm-hmm.
12 of them the player must start in order to qualify.
I
for
remember
World Cup.
quite well that.
But when you have the heads of those clubs, the big clubs in Jamaica,
Oh, yeah.
also being executives of the national team, the
Yes.
Jamaica Football Federation,
Understandable.
then there's no other way to make football in Jamaica but to try and sell a player.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to get those players the caps,
Mm-hmm.
two things have to happen. They have to get the best young talents from the small clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have to take them and make sure they're in the national team.
And starting.
Mm-hmm.
When you come to Phoenix and you say to Leon Bailey, leave Craig Butler and leave Phoenix and come to whichever one of those clubs are at the top,
Mm-hmm.
I will get you into the national team.
Mm-hmm.
Leon Bailey is going to tell you, and everyone at Phoenix will tell you the same answer.
Yeah.
Phoenix can never die.
Yeah.
Do not.
Now,
It's a no.
We're not coming.
are you able
That's
to
a no.
are you able to say if that did happen with him back then, or is
It happened 100,000 times.
Yeah. it's
not
a
just
no.
to him, but
Not just
all
to him, but all the players.
Mm.
Let me give you some players who were Phoenix
Mm-hmm.
that the
That's
parents
interesting. That's
parents
interesting.
relented
Mm-hmm.
and immediately they went into the national team.
No.
Jason Wright,
Good.
yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You see Jason train with Phoenix every day.
Yeah.
He left and went to a particular club and immediately was put in the national under 17.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Falco, just look at the gate and see if anybody's there for me, please. Yeah, immediately went into the national team,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And he not only went into the national team, but he was the top scorer in Mexico for the Jamaicans under 17.
wow.
Good.
Sean Laws
Mm.
left Phoenix and immediately went into the national team and he became the captain of Jamaica's under 15.
He
That
went.
was the guy who ended up playing for Water.
Yes, Sean.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
steady,
And he went
very
to- he went-
Strong,
steady.
yeah, steady.
I watch him.
Yeah. Dominic James
Mm-hmm.
left Phoenix and went to Harborview.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately went into the national team. God rest his soul. We miss you, Dominic. Phoenix forever.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Players like Romario Williams
Mm-hmm.
left Phoenix, went to Harborview, straight into the national
National
team.
program.
Yeah. The problem was their development stopped there
Mm-hmm.
because now they were no longer being trained to develop to become top professionals.
Yeah.
They were training with the team to try and win the league.
in the league.
Because Phoenix, I don't think Phoenix has won many youth leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I have a choice between developing somebody was out there,
Cool.
yeah,
You just got
yeah. So if who?
cool. What you do? With two bag. Cool here, some. So I'm saying, you got upstairs. So
Okay. Yeah. So if at any time the development would have been for the player to grow, Putty. Look at my back. Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah. So we have Putty and not Cooley, Putty.
I put him there.
Yeah. Putty and how much is it? Yeah. So see, if I spend the money, same.
But all these players, yeah, they like I know not a lot of them are playing at the highest level right now. A lot of them are kind of just bouncing around.
Yeah, but what happened is those players didn't develop too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say if you have $100,
No.
make him that.
Yeah. So we at that point they went on to play for clubs, play for the national team, but their development stopped.
Yes.
So they got bigger, but not better than where they were.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understand.
Martin Davis was another one, straight into the national under 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what happened is once they started to not do well in their careers,
Yes. Yes.
they said, "Hey, we want to come home." And
Yeah.
they came back to Phoenix.
Phoenix.
The minute they came back to Phoenix,
Yeah.
they were never called again for the national team. You see?
I see the point clearly.
Sean Laws once did an interview, and they said to him, weren't you a Phoenix player? He says, isn't it obvious?
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
Mm.
Never got a national call again.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm.
So the whole idea behind it was how can we block these players, keep it quiet so no one else on the bigger scene, on the diaspora, knows that these kids are here.
Yeah.
So Vin Blaine
Mm-hmm.
was doing that
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, if Leon Bailey stays at Phoenix
Mm-hmm.
and Leon Bailey develops and Leon Bailey transfers and a big transfer goes, none of those guys are going to get any money. It's going to go to Phoenix.
Yes.
So can't get them in the national team. Can't let anybody say that they're good.
No,
We
there's
have to deny. We have to deny.
There's another
Yeah.
side to the story.
Yeah. So there's more of a business side to it
Yes.
than a
And then-
personal side.
And then
I
what's
get you.
what's unfortunate
Sure.
is when those players come back or they have a failed transfer, the clubs kind of just say, okay, on to the next, and they just kind of
Yeah, then move on to the next,
on.
get another one, and that's it. So it's really about whether you're going to care about nation building,
Exactly.
care about
And
building the
Craig,
players.
I would look at it also as that you have nurtured these players from young and that you know what they're capable of. And once now they're integrated into the national setup, for one reason or the other, as you are saying, they are not looked upon. When they come back to Phoenix, they have to be very strong. You're like a father figure in Phoenix. So you give them that boost, that confidence to say that you're still that good, even though because of other things, think they're failing at the national level. So when they come in like a regression, you have to be very strong in a barrel because that coming like a drop because this is the national team now. Phoenix is where your ground root is, and you're moving on to that. So you have to be very strong to come back again, Greg.
I remember the first time I saw Martin Davis after all this time. He was at Harborview. He was playing central midfield and making 1-touch and 2-touch passes, and he just looked horrible. I said that couldn't be the Martin that I knew as a kid that ran at people and ran at players.
Yeah.
I said, Martin, come on, let me fix it. Came back for 6 months, taught him to run and dribble at players, built back his confidence, taught him all the skill sets, pressured him into doing well. And today, Martin plays for Zira United. They were in the Europa qualifiers up to the other day this year, and he's still doing very well. Kemar Reed is another one who's they call him Bagman now in Malta.
Oh yeah,
because he's scoring every game.
game.
He's scoring. He's doing well. Maggie is now with us. Yeah, and we pressed and pushed for him to play.
Yeah.
Helped him to develop his skills again and his right-sidedness, and he's doing exceptionally well.
He came off the bench last match I saw. In Oipen. He played well. All right, should we bring on the guests, the players now? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll ask Balkan to
Yeah, no problem.
and we'll bring
You
on
gotta
the
sit down.
Yeah,
we're gonna bring in
bring in
the-
the ones.
you wanna give him the middle?
Yeah, we'll give them another.
Okay.
Who's that guy? Did he go out to stay and cut your hair, didn't he? He cut his hair.
No.
So it takes how long?
Traffic.
Oh, okay.
All right, so how are you guys feeling? Good. So people who haven't, who may not be here, I mean, we talk about you guys all the time, but if you want to start with you, just to tell the people who you are, how you are as a player, and your position that you play.
Hi, my name is Jade Thierry. I'm 16 years old. I play center forward. I look up to players like Romelu Lukaku, Robert Lewandowski, etc. In the future, I'd like to become a professional footballer.
My name is Theo Mills.
Where'd you go to
I'm
school?
16 years old.
Wait, where'd you go to school?
Blue Cross College.
Okay, but where did you go before that? Jamaica.
Jamaica College.
How much goals you scored?
10.
10 goals.
The U14.
You-
Schoolboy football.
You won?
Yeah.
You won Kingston or you won everything?
Both Kingston and All Island.
And the Oliver Shield. Okay. Good.
To who doesn't know me, I'm Thierry Mills. I'm 16 years old. I play positions like right wing, left wing, right back, all over the field because I'm very versatile. I look up to players like Jadon Sancho, Federico Chiesa, and yeah,
You
that's
mean you
me.
have somebody else that you actually like? Cause me, it's Sancho we call you know, cause I love Sancho to death. Sancho make a mistake, him post Sancho, you know, man love Sancho. Like, eh.
Wow.
But you know that this is funny, right?
Hmm.
Sancho was like his hero.
Hmm.
So he wants to play like him, dress like him, walk like him, everything. If you move him from out to the right wing position, vex, right? And as a developer of talent, I always want them to play different positions just in case
Yeah.
they go somewhere and they put them somewhere else. So we go to England, and his first game that he's going in and playing,
Mhm.
there walks in Jadon Sancho's father, Sean.
Yeah. Almost
Yeah.
every match. Yeah.
And he was at every game with him, and we told him about why we call him Sancho, because that's his nickname. His nickname is Sancho. How did it feel to beat Jadon Sancho's name?
It is a privilege because I've always looked up to him. As you said before, like when he makes mistakes, I always get angry because I know he can do better. So when I met his father, I was really happy, and he was a really nice person. So yeah,
Did you tell his father that too? That he had, that he can do better?
yeah.
He did?
He asked me about. I think he asked me about the first game that they played, but I told him that it was just a substitute game, so
Hmm.
he didn't really do much.
Wow.
Yeah,
they're both-
finish telling us about yourself. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that is it.
No. Which school you went
Which
to? What did you
Oh, I went to
accomplish? How long you
Jamaica
been at Phoenix?
College. I won the U14 in high school for 2 years straight.
for
I
for
won the
which
All
which
Ireland
country or which
for Jamaica College.
okay.
Yeah, and I won the two All Ireland as well. So yeah,
And so both of you are going to Germany.
no,
Right?
England.
No,
England.
England. All right. So are you guys excited? How excited are you? Or sorry, yeah, Xander's going there. But yeah, how are you? Are you excited for that, Jay?
Yeah, a lot. I'm very excited.
What are you looking? What are your goals for this trip? What are you looking forward to?
Just be the best that I can be. Work hard. Represent Jamaica, my family, Phoenix family.
Try
And
to project a bit more because some people
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
um, I'm just to be the best that I can be because I know I'm representing the country, my family, Phoenix family. So I have to go out there, work hard, and do my best.
Mm. And how about you?
The accomplishments.
Yeah. Oh no, no. What are you looking forward to? What are your
Oh.
goals for this trip?
Well, I hope, as Jade said, to be the best that I can be, to represent. Hope that I can learn a lot of things so that I can come back and teach the younger ones. Hope that I can learn like more systems and get more technical and just overall just be a better person.
So, coach, what are you looking for out of them during this?
Well,
time there?
you were at Jamaica College. You could have continued. You could have stayed and played Money Cup. Yeah, you could have played Money Cup until you're 19 years old. As your manager and mentor, yeah, it's. I decided that at 16 you should leave Jamaica. Why do you think that's the right? Well, obviously you think it's the right decision because you're going, but why?
Well, I think Jamaica schoolboy football. I mean, it's a great competition within the country, but not really much people know it across the world or worldwide. So I think coach make a great decision to let us leave, and yeah,
And you put it?
Well, basically, I think that the Morning Cup, it's like it's. I think to me, it's like for the development of like the schools, like history or so. So, like if you win Manning Cup, you go down in history as like the best school in that year. But like what happens to the kids like after? So I guess that our coach, he thought that the best decision was to get us out and get us more exposure. So I think it was the best decision right now.
What do you think your improvement has been since joining Phoenix those years ago? What is different in you now than then? What's the difference? What's the difference between a Phoenix player and another player on the street?
Well, a Phoenix player, a
And
Phoenix,
Not the louder.
Project your voice.
a Phoenix player is not only developed on the pitch, we're also taught things off the pitch, like just to be a man, to become a better person overall. Yeah, so a difference between a Phoenix player and just like a regular person. We work really hard and yeah, we learn a lot on and off the pitch how to be a better person overall, not just football.
Well, based off my experience as a Phoenix player, I've become way more technical as a player. I've learned to be mentally strong. I've learned to help others. As the motto said, Phoenix can never die and Phoenix leaves no one behind. So I always look out for the youngsters. And we learn about things like interviews, things like etiquette, like how we can approach like a dinner or things like that. So overall, basically just life, you just learn how to be like a better person and learn like life on a whole because you never know what can happen.
So, coach, so they're going to be going to Brooks House College, and they're going to be almost there on their own, right? They don't really have another caretaker other than I know that Travis is up there as well. But do you think they're ready for that step and to be able to feed themselves, make sure their clothes are clean, all that?
Well, you also lived with me for a period of time, right?
Yes.
For how long?
Be a good one, yeah.
How much is
Period
that
of
good one?
months, like a period of like 6 months, like over the course of when Corona just started, we were in the lockdown, so we changed like every day.
Lucky and
So
chill.
the lockdown, yeah.
And before that, you were living with us at the player house as well.
Yeah.
I know.
Tell us some of the things that you have to learn to do for yourself.
I mean, the new challenge coming up. I mean, it won't be a problem because we are used to this. We had a playhouse before, like a couple of years back. We had to do everything. We had to learn to cook. We had to learn to wash. We had to learn to do everything on ourselves. When we travel to Europe, I mean, if you can't cook, you don't eat. So we learn a lot. We learn basically how to be a man when nobody's around. Nobody to treat you like a baby, and we learn a lot.
And that's good because Leon is over there now and he has his own baby, so he has to take care of him.
Just can you
In
introduce
between COD.
And he
Call of Duty.
can he could cook, Jimmy?
Jimmy, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
All of them could cook.
Yeah.
Every player at Phoenix has to learn to cook.
Yeah. So what about you? What do you have?
Hello?
You feel like you're ready to take that step?
Yeah, because as
Oh,
Jade said,
pizza?
we had the player house, we had to
Yes.
learn to cook, we had to learn to clean, wash,
Yes.
even cars, like
Had to get-
sometimes when coach is like
Okay.
cleaning his cars and things like that, he always tells us to watch because you never know. And sometimes, even the previous trip when we went to England, coach was here and we just had to execute his instructions because we only had Auntie Shelly and Auntie Nikki as support, so you know that we couldn't really be like disobedient and things like that. So overall, it was a great experience, and leading up to this, I know that we're ready.
And to leave Phoenix now after being here for so long, what are you going to miss the most about here, JD? What are you going to miss?
We'll miss everything. It won't be easy because I mean Phoenix is home, but we'll just do our best to make everybody proud. We'll miss the training, coach shouting off us, ensuring that we do the right thing all the time, And yeah, we'll miss everything. We'll surely miss
By the way, they're doing a great job with all the distractions. To stay focused. So because that's probably going to happen a lot with interviews and things like that. Where a million things are happening, but you have to stay focused. So what are you going to miss the
Well, to
most?
me, I'm gonna miss like my friends because at every training, like before training, we're always having like a nice vibe. So I'm gonna miss that, and the training are always fun because sometimes coach just invent some drills and spot, and it turn out to be like some good drill. So even that, so all I have to do is just work hard and hope that more of the guys just come over and then we can meet up in the future. But we just know say we have to work hard right now.
So you didn't know that I'm like taking it out of a special book every day. I told you to it. You didn't know that? It's funny that he said that. But you have coaches that coach from a book, and you have coaches that actually look at what the players are doing wrong
Yeah.
and figure out a solution or a drill to help them improve on it. So
Yeah.
if they're not moving and getting into the box to finish in one match, the next training session, you have to be
Finish
doing
that.
drills that get into the box.
Yeah.
If you're taking shots and you didn't score and you're
Yeah.
leaning back a lot, you're going to be facing the drill of death.
Yeah.
Tell them what the drill of death is, huh?
Drill at it. I mean, it's a rough drill. It's basically practice to keep going. Like when you're tired, when you can't go no more, you just kick, you just shoot off at the goal. It's a great drill because it also builds your mental health. Just to keep going, your team. It can be 90 minutes, and your team need a goal. Just be that person to help your team to finish.
Yeah.
It's a great.
Drill of death. We give Maggie the drill of death, and Maggie turn into a top man in the
Yeah.
national team.
And he said that last week too on the call on the live.
Maggie said the only drill of death, the only man. It's really hard. It's like you have 10 to 15 players with 3 balls in their hands, and they just keep rolling out the ball, and you have to run back, shoot, run back, shoot. And even when you think the 15 balls will be finished, what would happen is when you shoot that man's ball, he runs and gets it and come back in the line. But by the time you reach a 15th ball and it's continuous, so you're going 100, 200 shots in a go. And the most important part of the shots, the training, is that drill is the last 20 shots. Because at that point, it simulates how you feel in the 90th minute. Your legs are tired, you can't go anymore. And now you have to go on muscle memory, autopilot.
Yeah. And this is McGee doing it
That's
here.
Maggie doing it there, yeah. You should hear, can you hear the sound in it?
Let me turn it up.
Yeah, because this is the sweetest.
Touch the back of the D. Chest over the ball, ankles lock, Maggie. If you don't, your concentration going to go. Focus. Toes down. Can't touch the net all. No, focus. Point your non-kicking foot where you want the ball to go.
And this was
Point the
before
toe.
the national team games.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Keep going.
At this point,
Point
it's
the
gone
toe.
about 70
No,
balls
point the
already.
toe down. Chest over the ball. Listen to the words I'm telling you. Lean not onto thine own understanding. No, toes down. Lock your ankle. Drive that ball. After your first 5th ball, you're gone. No, you can't do nothing else. Focus. Focus. You're swinging across the ball, not through. Swing, kick through the ball, not across. Through. Line up your body. That's better. Come on. Good.
Wait, see, they say you need
That's
to
over
speak
it
up.
now.
Yes.
More. Lean more over it.
Well, yes.
Thank you for that.
This was this was the drill of death. So this is something. Are you guys going to try and do this yourselves in England? Or are you happy you're going to be? You might not have to do it.
The coach always tells us to like train extra, like train harder than everyone else because you know that you're going into someone else's country. It's not
Yeah.
your own. So more than likely they will want to pick their own players. So coach always tells us to work like 200% harder. So even the off days, he probably will give us some training or something like that. So we're always ready.
Yeah. Coach, some questions are asking about Brookhouse. Brookhouse, if you have some more information.
Brookhouse is a football academy in England that plays a lot of games against the club teams there. So at this age, they'd be good to be able to train there, be there, play for the school, and at
Yeah.
the same time play against all these club teams, so that the clubs will see them, they'll get the exposure. And from Brookhouse has put a lot of players
Mhm.
in Europe
Mhm.
because a lot of this is like a holding pen
Yeah.
for the best young talent. So you put them there, and then they can move on from there into Belgium. For
Yeah.
example, a player that signed in Genk
Mhm.
from Brookhouse, and two just gone to Ghent as well.
Mhm.
So these
Big,
guys
big
going
clubs.
in.
And
Well, good for them.
we had the was it the director of it or
Yeah, he was Giles, the director. Though.
he was on one of our previous live streams. If you want to go back, but maybe we'll try to get him back on again. One of our next ones. Yeah, what are you guys? What are you guys looking forward to? Just being in the new country in general. Is that something that you're excited to see and look at, or are you just purely focused on the football? What do you think, Jade?
Well, we are really focused on the football, of course, but we are going to a new environment. We are excited, and we'll try and adapt fast as best as possible, train on our own more, or like do extra training to get better. And we're really excited to watch that the Premier League games,
Mm.
watch Leon play, and destroy people.
Well, I guess it's a bit of both, but we'll more likely focus on the football because that's the main reason that we went. But you know that we're going to have to adapt because new time zone, so you know that you're not going to really have enough time to speak to your parents or speak to your friends. So you just have to be able to adapt and just know that it's our time.
What does the word machine mean to you?
Someone who Craig Butler me.
Good answers.
Machine man, can't stop.
Yeah,
I'm
stop.
tired.
No
I'm
feeling, can't
tired.
tired, can't
Yeah,
thirsty,
tired.
no
No.
feel nothing, no pain, no nothing like that.
Yeah.
Just do it.
So,
As a Nike said, just do it.
Just do it.
so coach, what do you do? What's your process while they're over there? How do you make sure they're still doing their training properly? Not taking things easy, making sure they're eating. What do you do to make sure they're doing that?
Well, we call it. I have one word that I use. Status.
Mm.
When Leon sees status, I want a report.
Mm.
How you feeling? How's your body? How's training? What's going on with the business side? How is the family? So each day or every 2 days, status.
Mm.
And I'm also very close with Brookhouse, and as I'm close with St. George's where Zander Dante are,
Mm.
and we have good relationships with them, so they'll actually keep us afloat. So
Mm.
the same as we did with Mona. So you see,
Yeah.
it's key that you have corporations with academic organizations across the globe so you can push your players. So
Yeah.
for instance, the players that we have now at Mona High School, if they miss a class, I know
Right
immediately.
away.
If they're at another school and I miss a class, I won't know until I see the report. Because I'll say, did you go to class? Yes, coach.
Yeah.
You doing well in school? Yes, coach. Report come. F, 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 F. What do you mean you did? Oh, well, you want to know, say. No. I want you in an environment where if you don't do your schoolwork, I know. If you miss a class, I know. If
Yeah.
you're disrespectful to a teacher, I know. If you're not properly attired for school, I know. So I can fix the problem immediately.
Yeah.
And so prepare you for life as a professional.
Yeah.
Many people don't realize this. David Beckham made more money off the pitch than he did on the pitch. Yeah? And David Beckham's tattoos didn't start to go on until years after he made it. You see? Why? Because they're very conservative people that are making the decisions
Yeah.
as to your football future. So you have to be a proper role model, and you have to understand that kids fuel marketing and purchases. So when a club brings a player into that, when they brought Leon Bailey into Aston Villa, one of the things that they wanted to check out was, hey, how's his dad really? I hear these things that he's tough and he's this and that. How's his family life? Oh, when they really meet me, they realize that I am like them.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they say Leon, they say, oh, Leon he's such a cool guy, you know?
Yeah.
He's smiling all the time. He's full of good vibes. He's talking about Jamaica. He's bringing Jamaica to the world, bringing Jamaica to Belgium, bringing Jamaica to Germany, you know, bringing Jamaica to Aston Villa. When you look at what the impact we had on Leverkusen,
Yeah.
you had Jamaican flags, you had people singing Jamaican, people have on Rasta hats, yeah, and everybody loved it. But how many players would have gone to a new club and after the game climb into the stands and be singing a language, German,
Yeah.
the chants of the fans
Fans,
with the fans, and he didn't know what he was doing, but he was having fun with them.
Yeah.
This is what helps the club to sell merchandise, sell jerseys, sell banners, flags, whatever, season tickets. And this is what you, as brand ambassadors, have to do. When you go and you leave and you go to Brookhouse, anything you say or do is going to be reflective on Phoenix. If a boy thumping him out and punching your face, and you turn around and punch him back, immediately you're going to hear that Phoenix builds indisciplined players.
Yeah.
If you notice how Theo reacted, we went down to Manning's High School and we're dominating and we're leading 4-0. And one of our players, Denzel Mckenzie, he's grown into such a top young man. You know, he's from South, downtown. And when he came, his character was kind of flawed. You see, now the kid isn't he a different person?
Yeah, definitely.
Totally different.
Yeah.
And he was playing and he was dribbling. We were leading 4-0 and they were frustrated. So the player came, he pushed the ball, the player left the ball and came and punched that way. Theo really literally stopped and pulled back. The player left the ball up there and came and punched him in the face and hit him. And the reaction, Theo just looked at him like this.
Wow.
And just walked away. The impact that had on the player. The game finished right there, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they stopped him.
Right there, the game done. And his coaches were screaming at him and everything because he could have gone the other way. I could have gone the other way. We could have all run into the field and started a brawl.
Yeah.
But discipline, focus. Yeah? Hats off to Raheem Sterling. Yeah, Raheem is really leading the way in terms of character, in terms of, the racism is thrown at him, do affect it. You kick him down, Leon the same. Leon just gets up, brushes off and laugh at you and then just run at you again. So, this is what we're expecting from you guys.
Yes. No, it's going to be exciting. Kemar saying, Craig, we need 13 more clones of you, one in every parish. God bless you. Continue doing what you're doing.
It's funny. Check this. You're saying that? Michael, let me show you how the power of this show. Michael Sr. is a player, a coach at Godfrey Stewart.
Yeah.
We met him when we went down there to play and we beat them. And
we had him on live last week.
Had him on live, he came on. And while he was on, he said they have no boots and stuff down there. Now, a fan and supporter of ours saw that he didn't have any boots down there. And it turns out he was a Godfrey Stewart past student. He sent $1,600 US and said, please go and buy them.
Wow.
Yeah, please go and buy them the boots.
Wow.
They drove up from Mr. Senior, drove up this morning, went into the locked at the house and everything was inspired. The football that is in here, and took his boots, went back to his players, and now they have footwear.
Wow.
The impact.
We need to get him back on.
We're going to now show him our training plan
Yeah.
and allow him to develop talent in that part of the country
Yeah.
under our banner. Yeah.
Sorry.
So we're growing.
You know, it's funny. I saw a quote. I sent it to you. I saw a quote. You've been talking all these weeks about how, not weeks, months, probably years before this, how the system doesn't need to just be employed in the senior team. It has to go down through like the Belgium system, U14
Yeah.
school system, all that stuff. And you've been saying that probably years before. And then Tapa yesterday finally came on TV and said, "Well, we need to look at our U15, U17, and get a system going for everything, right?" So it's almost like the words are a bit prophetic every single week. But yeah, did you see that picture? I sent you that his quote. It's exactly what you've been saying. It's really funny.
No, I haven't seen it.
You
Where is
see
it?
that? Yeah, I texted it to you.
When is it? When I never see. Oh, I see a picture.
Yeah. See, and I said sounds familiar, right? So that's what he said yesterday on an interview. That there needs to be something built from the young things, and exactly what we were talking
Very
about
interesting.
with Godfrey's doing, right?
Hey,
Yeah,
you know what? I don't have to get credit for it. What I care about is that we actually just get it.
exactly.
You know, I keep saying, as a nation, football is the highest paid sport, and sports is the highest paid profession.
Yeah,
Just imagine what would happen if we had 100, because I used to say 30. No, it's 30 is possible.
yeah,
If we had 100 players playing professional football in Europe, making what Leon makes, and sending back and inspiring and helping the country, the communities they're from, their families. Just imagine just how much
yeah,
more powerful Jamaica's economy would be.
yeah.
It would almost eliminate
You
poverty.
need to create like a domino.
Yeah, it's a domino
Yeah.
effect. Then people would say, hey, we can make it. And it's not like we don't have the raw materials too.
Yeah.
We just need coaches to start thinking.
Yeah.
Good job, Tapa. I'm glad you realized that after we've been preaching this for 20 years.
Yeah. So before we finish up, we did talk about in the title about Zander and Dante. They're going to or they're already in Germany.
They're already in Germany.
Already in
They're
Germany.
at Bonner FC, which is their club they've been at. They're going to be going on trials to start looking at the next step for them and what they're going to do. At the same time, they're developing and playing at that club. And we'll see what happens, you know.
Okay.
As you know, they're really top talents.
Yeah.
And we have several other players leaving. We have 3 players going over to Belgium. Mario Sims, Ayo, and Dante Duncan, Buster. Yeah. So we're excited about all these things that are happening. We're happy about the partnerships that we have with Jaden Sancho's dad, Sean,
Yeah, Sean.
and Emeka, who is the manager of Jaden as well. We have the links through Belgium with Dimitri the Cognac gang, and we're looking at that. We also have a connection still with Leverkusen, and we're looking at how we can move players into Germany, into Belgium,
Yeah.
into Denmark, and then from there on to the next step. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's exciting. So how are they doing well over there so far? Since they've been in Germany.
Yeah, they've been doing very well. Training hard, getting ready. I think Zander has a match tomorrow. Yeah, Dante's player pass is about to get ready, so they'll be able to play soon. And
Exciting.
it's great to go.
Okay. We did have a question. I know we should touch on it. The World Cup qualifiers are next week. The squad was released, and obviously Bailey's been a bit hurt since that last thigh strain, right? So he wasn't able to make the trip.
Leon will not play in this particular game. He's still have his injury. And he's not released by the club to play in England. He can't be leaving to go to play for the national team. But
So,
one thing I can
yeah.
tell you, and it's very important you understand. Yes, Leon may be able to do it a little better than another player, but
Yeah.
at this point, it's not about the talent. It's about the system.
Yeah.
It's not about the chess pieces. It's about how you employ those chess pieces.
Yeah.
So if they're playing as a team in a system that is geared towards what their strengths are, which is speed, strength, creativity, and tenacity, then we will do well. If we back off, top up. I hope you're listening now.
Yeah,
If we back off and start to play a 4-4-2
yeah.
and back off and let people come at us, then we're going to have a problem. Tell me something. Is Grant available?
So I'll pull up the squad. Real quick, if anybody has any questions for Jade and Thierry, please put it in the comments, and we'll answer them after this. But this is the squad. So I guess people want to hear your thoughts on it and what you think about these matches coming up. You said Grant?
Yeah, the holding midfielder.
No Grant.
He's not there.
No Grant.
He played really well in the last
Very
games.
good.
Yeah. So just
Very
to run
good.
through them, there's Andre Blake, Dylan Barnes, Dennis Taylor,
Andre Blake, good. Dylan Barnes, Dennis Taylor.
Damian Lowe,
Damian Lowe starting. Yeah.
Mariappa.
Yeah, Mariappa's there. Liam Moore played very well as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Pinnock, Ethan Pinnock.
Pinnock is there, but I think Liam Moore and Damian is it Liam Moore and Damian have a good relationship? Who played in the last game?
I think it was Liam Moore who impressed you. Yeah, I think it was. We also have O'Neill Fisher's there, Taxi, which is
Of course,
good to
that's
see.
a natural start on the left.
Albus
Albus Powell is there.
Powell, yeah.
Albus Powell on the right.
Javane Brown, that's
Von Brown.
Daniel Johnson, Speedy Williams,
Speedy Williams could start, or Bobby Reed.
Javon Watson. I think he's a new addition, or was he there last?
Javon Watson has been there, I think, for years.
Yeah, he's. I'm pretty sure he's there.
Good player. We need a holding midfielder.
He's
But we need a holding midfielder that's not wild.
Yeah.
I won't kick away the ball like kamikaze. We need somebody like Grant that played last time, and Grant was top.
Oh, so I wonder why they didn't.
Maybe he's injured. we
Maybe
don't
he's
know.
hurt. Yeah, because another injury is Burke, where Burke is injured. Yeah.
Bobby Reed.
Bobby Reed, Fleming.
Junior Fleming. Junior Fleming, believe it or not, Junior, if you just get it right,
Yeah.
make the right decisions. But he will run at you. He will play hard. He's a strong player.
Yeah.
Good player.
Yeah.
Tyreek McGee, of course.
Yeah.
My ace in the hole.
Yeah.
Attacking mid. Send those through passes, send the passes. Shamar Nicholson, a definite starter. Has to start.
Yeah.
Brock Jar, no, Brock Jar.
Yeah, he's gonna
But-
probably play
But
with.
it's Brock Jar, at least him out, we keep shutting him up. Which is good for him. Focus on the game. Shamar is a top player.
Yeah.
Top player.
We have East who's playing well in Costa
And
Rica.
I like Andre Gray. I don't care what anyone wants to say. Andre Gray is the kid that he's strong, he's powerful, he's a fighter. He's like you, Jay. He's a finisher. He will get in that box. And what about Mikel Antonio? He's not.
Yeah,
in this one?
Antonio's there. Yeah.
So Mikel Antonio is there. You have Shamar Nicholson
Yeah.
there.
Javon East.
Javon East. You have Bobby Reed who can play on the wing as well.
Yeah.
We have Junior Fleming there. We have
Some good firepower.
we have
for
good
sure.
firepower. It's
Yeah.
how you employ them though.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody, I'll tell you right now, I don't want anybody backing off. I want our striker making the curve run and blocking off one side so they can't play back through the other side or to the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Or winger pressing from that side. And Tyreek McGee pushing up. He's learned this at Phoenix. He's been doing it with us for a while. Tyreek push up right in that middle point and block off the inside lanes. Right, the whole team shift over, play in one quadrant, and then shift over if necessary. Win the balls and immediately build two passes. Switch to the other side, 1-on-1, isolated. Wingers take them on and go. Get to the cross, and big Mikel Antonio and Shamar in that box finishing.
Yeah.
Now, do not play because you see Shamar Nicholson scoring goals and Mikel Antonio also being a powerhouse forward that you go and play 4-4-2 and put two forwards and don't use any wingers. Theo, wait a minute, top up, please do not do that. Set the system to work with our strengths. Play a right winger, play a left winger. Even if you put Shamar Nicholson on a wing, he can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Put Shamar, Mikel Antonio is just a straight striker.
Yeah.
So put him up in the box up front. Get the balls to the wingers. Get the wingers to whip the crosses in.
Yeah.
Give him 20 crosses. He will score 10.
Yeah. Get McGee to.
Yeah, get McGee to send those through passes.
Yeah.
And box to box. Use speed in the box to box.
Yeah.
In the number 8 position. And you find a hole in midfielder who can just win the ball. Do not try to make long passes. Win the ball and give it to McGee. That's it. Win the ball and give it to McGee or Speedy. Do not kick any long balls. Don't do anything great. Do not back off and drop on in front of the center half. Push up and tackle. Win the ball.
Yeah.
Give it to McGee. McGee connect the dots. Give it
And
to
that's-
the striker.
And that's what we saw at the end, or the majority of that Costa Rica match too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People keep saying that, the Costa Rica match, they got a lot of chances and missed them.
Mhm.
They got more chances in the Costa Rica match than they got the entire 4 games prior.
Mhm.
So
And the Gold Cup.
and the World Cup, yeah. So give them a chance to win.
Yeah.
Give them a chance to miss 10 shots and score 10.
Yeah.
But create 10.
Yeah.
And you can't create 10 by backing off Tapper and hanging in front of you behind the half line, winning the ball and then kicking long balls. No.
Yeah.
Have courage, have confidence in McGee, believe in him, believe in Speedy, give them the balls, get them there, and let go the wingers. Mikel Antonio, do not back off. Stay up there, my boy. You're a big beast. Stay up there. You're a monster. Stay up there. Frighten them.
Yeah.
Yeah? And get those crosses and Mikel crash that box and finish. You'll
Yeah.
score 3 goals easy. Lamar Walker is Tyreek McGee's replacement after 70 minutes. You bring in Lamar because Lamar is
But he's
almost
not.
the same as he's not in the squad.
He's not called up this time.
Well,
He's not this round. Not this
if
round.
Lamar is not in that squad, now you have a shortage of an attacking midfielder in case Tyreek goes up
Yeah.
because you don't have somebody that's gonna run through the midfield, run at the players, and then send the through passes.
Yeah.
We just have to pray Tyreek stays fit and Tapper don't get full and go bench the youth.
Yeah.
Because if they bench the youth, we have a problem. Because there's, I've been seeing Bobby Reed being employed as a midfielder. Bobby Reed's a winger, right?
Yeah. Don't they also sometimes play much striker too?
Winger and striker.
Yeah.
He's not a midfielder. Yeah? So you need him on the flank, you need him up front.
Yeah.
In this case, I put him on a flank. Yeah?
Mm.
You have Flemmo, who will run at you all day.
Yeah.
And listen, if I had Mikel Antonio at my disposal, I would ensure that I get the balls to the winger, send through passes, send crosses, and Mikel Antonio just come in and crash with him big monster self. And just hit down everybody and kick the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
It's like a Lukaku. If we get a Lukaku of our own.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have our own
And
Lukaku.
he played really
But
well.
you cannot play balls to Lukaku and ask him to dribble down the team.
Yeah.
You cannot pull back Lukaku into midfield and then expect him to reach up to the center forward position in time. Yeah, he's not that type of player. Leave him up there. Let him press them side from the curve run and block them off. Yeah.
So someone's saying that Grant and Robert Morrison, who wasn't there, they both have USA visa issues, so that's why they're not in the squad. So maybe we'll see them in the other 2 games, but I guess that's why they weren't included.
Okay. Real bad man, not go US. We'll see that for the next game, which is good.
Yeah. So a couple other questions. What are your thoughts on Javon Watson now in the squad again? I think he's had a lot of experience. He must be 30-something.
He's very experienced. He's a really cool dude. He's a really nice guy. He's a good team player to have around the team.
Yeah.
Good vibes,
leadership.
positive, leadership.
Yeah.
I get older. How old is he now?
He's like 36 or something.
36,
So let us know
37.
how old he is in the comments.
Yeah.
Javon Watson.
I understood that he's fit now. He's
Yeah.
looking a lot fitter than he was because he was heavy the other day.
Good man to be leading and bring on.
Well,
Not to change the game.
So he's 37.
37.
37.
But for me,
He's
it's
playing.
a
Saying he's playing humble line.
yeah, he's playing humble lands.
I thought he was still in the US.
No, but the other day we looked at him on humble lands and he was kind of fat, you know.
Oh yeah.
He was fat,
So
so
man, come on and lead faster.
yeah. So he was kind of fat, but the thing is,
Good man.
I heard he's working out. I heard our good friend Manning's man, Pastor said that he was working out. He looks fit. He looks sharp. And the honest truth is, just Javon, when you go out there, my friend, don't back off. Don't play center half in midfield. Press, push the team, press, tackle, win the balls, and get them going.
Yeah.
Now, one of the biggest things, if you can imagine, when you're a forward, if you're central midfielder, back off, Jade. You know, force everybody to back off.
Yeah.
So you have to come back and tackle in the middle. Yeah, by yourself. If you push up, then you're all right.
Yeah. So what would K-Mac is asking? What would your 11 be for that match?
Well, he's gonna play Jamal Watson. You know,
Yeah.
he's gonna play. So there's no from your scene. Once he calls him, he wants him for that purpose. Probably realizes that Grant isn't there. Don't have a hole in midfielder. Doesn't want to call Hector because Hector goes side back, right? So he doesn't see that he has a hole in midfielder. There's one out in Malta that he doesn't know about, Ricardo Martin, but he will play Javon. So when you look at the back line, it will be Taxi. I would play Leon Moore and Nana
Yeah.
low. Powell at right back. You'd have to play Javon Watts.
As defensive mid.
Yeah. Then you'd have to play Speedy, because Speedy's playing good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
Speedy
playing
Williams. And you have to play Tyreek.
Yeah.
Now, what Grant brought to that midfield is he can do the work of two men.
Yeah.
So where Tyreek will be a little mosquito biting you defensively,
Mhm.
but he will bite you whole heap, you know, because it's working now, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's Tyreek bite you 20 times and bounce you 1 or 2 times. And Speedy will do some work, but he won't be that force in the midfield.
Yeah.
Grant would have been able to do all of that.
Mm.
Now, it is potentially possible that Javon Watson could do it if he is fit.
Mm.
But if he's not fit, he's going to sit back on the back line and we'll have a problem because
Yeah.
when that midfielder is pressing and doing the work for the other two, those two are not as competent defensively
Yeah.
as they are creatively. Yeah.
Do you think Tapa would play him if he's visibly unfit, or do you think he'd play him, off the bench?
Tapa,
I guess.
Tapa. You know what, Tapa? Still rate, still believe in it. Just make sure the man fit when he plays.
Exactly.
Do a fitness test before he plays.
Exactly.
Yeah, sometime. When is the game? Next week?
Next Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, still have some time.
7.
Really love Grant though. I'm really sad he's not in the
Love
school.
him too.
Yeah. Now, if you put Speedy and Tyreek, right? And you have Burke is out, who's a worker. Shamar is going to be there. I would have to play Shamar on a wing and start Mikel Antonio up front.
Mm.
Yeah? Giving Shamar the freedom to come into the box, yeah?
Mm.
And Alvas the freedom
More of like a
to
roaming
go
winger.
down the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah? Knowing that Watson, once Shamar, once Powell goes down the flank and Shamar goes inside, so we have a double striker inside, and Shamar is going down the wing.
Yeah.
Powell is going down the wing. Watson knows that he has to slightly shift over and cover that right side until he comes back. You know? And I would play, obviously would have to play Bobby Reed and start Bobby Reed on the left. Yeah? So yeah, Bobby Reed on the left,
And you
Shamar
can
on
use
the
both
right.
feet.
Yeah, man, Bobby a baller, man. Shamar on the left, Shamar on the right, Bobby on the left,
Antonio up front.
Antonio up front,
Yeah, McGee,
Maggie, Speedy, and Watson.
Watson.
Because me personally, would probably not start Watson. But I know Tapa, so I'm going to start him.
Yeah.
You understand? So then now, instead of having Alva stay stable, shift whenever we attack, instead of Powell, one name Nicholson staying wide on the right, let him shift and come inside as a second striker, and then Albus get the freedom to go down the wing,
Yeah.
and then the holding midfielder just shift over to the slightly in between the right back and the central position to cover him.
Yeah.
Like Albus run at them, man. Albus a monster, you know.
Yeah, and even Taxi too. He can run
Taxi,
up and down all
sure.
day long.
All day long.
Yeah.
But you have to get Taxi going, you know. Taxi is one of them commander. You have to warm up him engine before you let him go.
You know, Toronto FC
Him like a taxi.
Toronto FC is my hometown team, actually.
Yeah.
The one team. So I watch all their matches. He's playing really well. He's playing. They have a really poor season this year, but he's like one of the bright spots. So that's exciting. But do you have prediction? You guys have a prediction of what you?
You know, I think if he plays that team and that team presses, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
I would aim to win this game, but be happy with a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would aim to win this game because I believe
And US,
we're physically better than the US. Physically.
Yeah.
If we do not employ that system of pressing and using quadratic pressing
Yeah.
and run at them in 2s and 3s and we allow them to play, we're in problems because our midfield is at this point physically not strong.
Yeah.
So we have to press, shut them down up front. Everybody play in a shot like a package. Yeah? The whole team play in a quarter of the pitch. Press, win the ball, shift it over to the other side, attack 1-on-1, cross it, Michael Antonio, the big giant monster self, goal.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Goal.
Exactly.
Goal.
Yeah.
Which defender anywhere in the world
Yeah.
really going? If I had to see Michael Antonio play when I was playing center,
Yeah.
believe me, I'd be kicking him in them balls, biting him off, biting him ears, doing everything to get him off his game because there's no way I'm going to stop him.
Yeah.
If a ball crosses and it runs in, it's like a steam.
Yeah.
It's like a tractor running in front of you. Hit you down.
Yeah. All right. Well, did you guys want to give your predictions of the match? What do you think, Kyle? What's your score prediction?
well, personally, I'm concerned about the coach. And the
Here,
selection.
come beside.
Come in, huh?
I'm very concerned about his selection policy. You know, you can't trust our coach at this time, but work for the best. Simple.
Okay.
Yeah. Very weird.
What do you think? What's
It's
your
very
prediction?
weird.
Yes, against Panama. So, and then you see a different game against Costa Rica at Costa Rica. So I'm very concerned.
You know the good thing about this? What I like? Phoenix, you guys, if you start a game and a team scores on you first, in the first 10 minutes, what happens to you after?
That motivates us just to come together and get it going, to score even 5 or just keep scoring.
Not only what happens when a team score on Phoenix first. Isn't that the worst thing that they could do for themselves?
Definitely.
If you score on Phoenix early, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because the man them are come at you 100%.
Look, what Villa was up 4-0 or 4-2?
How much was Villa?
4-2.
4-2.
And then they won 7-4.
7-4. Yeah.
That doesn't tell you.
The machine
And
turn on.
this isn't just talking. You can go to the channel right now and see
Look,
the match.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, Jamaica, if Tapa could not mess up any more than he did in the first 2 games. He can't mess up any more than he did.
Yeah.
It's horrible. The way they played, horrible. The way the players played from that we started from the second game in the National Stadium.
Yeah.
Horrible. Now, okay, played a different team. They played better.
Yeah.
Most of the players from England didn't play. So now they're coming back. There's a point to prove. Everybody's going to work together for the benefit of Jamaica.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And you will have good leaders like Nana Lowe in there, Taxi in there, Albus in there. Yeah. Good experience from Michael Antonio coming in there. Shamar Nicholson showing that, hey, you know what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Me and the man, I'm
Yeah.
scoring. You give me a chance.
Even with the mask on.
Even with the
you
mask
know.
on. And, you know, Lord works in mysterious ways, so
Yeah.
Shamar would have shut up his mouth and play. Right? And then you have Tyreek now ready to come of age to show that he has quality. You know, like a young Messi when Messi was starting out and they were pushing him around for a little and then he started to show his quality. I believe Tyreek can do it.
Yeah.
And I believe he can connect the dots. And I believe the USA have I think so we're going to win 2-0.
2-0?
2-0.
Yeah.
2-0.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll change it. We will win by 3-1 or 3-2. And here's why. If we really press and play attacking football, we're going to concede.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get us on a rebound or
a counter.
a counter. But we will score more because we create more chances. And that's what our mentality needs to be. So top up, don't worry if the man them score for you. Don't try lock up your house and defend it. They're going to score anyway.
Yeah.
Outscore them, outrun them, outspeed them, out dribble them, out cross them, out finish them. Come loud Papa, man. We're fixed Papa. Listen, let me always remember, don't put that on there. Always remember this. The client that is hardest to sell is always going to be the client that is most loyal to you. So you see, if we could ever get Tapper to just listen and just execute, he will be probably our best ever coach if he just listen.
Yeah.
If he doesn't listen, I think if he doesn't listen after this game, he needs to go. He needs to go. But if he listens, just imagine if Jamaica goes out there and win 3-2 or 3-1.
Yeah.
Tapper uses the system.
Yeah.
Tapper will never change that system again because now it worked for him.
It's true against one of the biggest teams.
So then we'll be able to start developing our national culture, our national system, our national identity.
Yeah, right, that long time, but now.
And all the little kids, they come in of age, see, looking at here.
Yeah, with you.
See there? How many goals they scored against the English teams? 9 goals.
In England.
In England. Against Aston Villa, all these big clubs. How much you score against Aston Villa? 1. How much Whisper score again in the whole tournament?
Like 20 or so.
16. Yeah? How much you score against Aston Villa?
4.
See that? Puddy, how did you play against Aston Villa?
Country.
See, whenever you hear them mention Bailey name when you question them, who's your baller, you like to emulate.
To them, Bailey is Leon is their brother. It's them big brother. So
still, anyway, eat our pizza.
But we're gonna, it's almost 8, so we're gonna end up soon. Anyway, just want to hear your prediction. You want to see?
Well, contrary to what my good friend Craig is saying here and Byron, I would think that if Jamaica comes out of this game with a draw, it would be good for Jamaica because we have other games. US are on top of themselves right now. I should hope that Pulisic might.
They're not doing well.
No, I'm talking the USA. It's on top of themselves right now.
But the USA not doing well. Then what are they doing in the game?
How much points
Yeah,
are
they tied to Canada, which was a big one, and then I think they won.
But judging that this game is
and
also,
they don't have two of their best players either.
This game is also in the US. I would think that if Jamaica come out with a point, it would be good for us. If Pulisic is not there because it's a match winner on the day, it would be good for Jamaica if he's not in the squad. But I should think, contrary to what my friend is saying, Byron, I would think that Theo is very, very technical. As Craig said before, if he gets it right, he had it wrong initially, and I agree with that. If he goes into the game with a mindset that he went into the game with Costa Rica, we could surprise them and get a win. But I'd be happy with a draw. If he starts Alvas, which I'm expecting him to, and Taxi Lawrence, there'll be no need for any wingers because they're attack-minded defenders. So you'd have Antonio and Shamar up top, right? So I was thinking that to play a 4-4-2 would be the best thing for him.
That's a big.
So I'm just hoping a point for me would be good. If we get 3, that would be great.
Yeah. We have a couple. We have Sanjay says 2-1. Boza and Antonio score.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Who was the assist?
Yeah, well, this is 1-0 from
Maggie,
K-Mac.
man. Eh?
1-0 from K-Mac saying, and Advar Donald says 3-2. What do you guys think? What score prediction do you guys have?
2-1 or 1-0.
2-1 or 1-0 Jamaica?
Definitely.
2-1 Jamaica.
2-1 Jamaica. I think Jamaica can concede first and then come back score 2.
If they concede first, there's gonna be problems. We need to
Yeah.
score first.
You need
Yeah.
to score first? Okay.
Because what happens is they need to build faith in the system and the structure and the organization, you know.
Mhm.
Remember this though. In order for dreams to come true, you must first believe. Top have to show that belief in the players, you know.
Yeah.
Believe in them.
So again, just to end off, it's been a great show today. We ask you guys if you can please subscribe to our Phoenix Academy page where we're uploading training sessions every week, full matches, and we're gonna have a special video next week where these guys are going to be getting seen off by the minister. So that's going to be a nice surprise. So we'll have that recorded and posted. So please subscribe there. Next week, I'm unfortunately leaving the country. So next week may be a remote show for myself, and Craig will sort that out.
You mean you do the show there and then I will come on?
You call in with the phone.
I call in with my phone.
Something like that. Or I could set up a computer or
No,
something.
I don't want to do any other work. You do the computer.
All right. So you all you have to do is click the like how the guests do. You just click the link and you. I was thinking you use one of these or something.
Yeah, I'll be your guest.
So exactly. So
Hey, you know, Brandon, I just want to tell you thank you for the
Oh.
work that you're doing on the show
yeah.
and the work that you're doing to actually develop football
Mhm.
from the other side, from the business side, from the marketing and social media side, and from building profiles of the players. You know, it's just so
Appreciate
good that you've been doing that because you did profiles on them
Yeah,
already, right?
yeah, we
So
have. I think we have an interview. We have your interview out. Yeah, and we have.
tomorrow. Yeah, it's in the,
we
you did the
we
interview
did the
already?
interview. We just needed some more footage, but we're going to get that out soon. We have whispers coming up as well. But
Hey,
yeah,
if I send you something, could you put it on so they can see a little bit of Jade before we leave?
right now, yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot more work to do still. So we're still working at it. We've been doing this about the first month. We've been doing a lot more intensive filming and editing. So we're going to keep improving. If you guys have,
I'm gonna show you a video of Jade now.
Sancho.
No, of him, Jade.
Big ball.
yeah, just give it a minute. But yeah, there's a lot more we want to do. So we're going to keep working. Let me just make sure
Which
that.
one?
Jade. Jade, you can take us through.
Okay,
Videos.
they can see.
Tell us where you're playing and who you're playing against.
Kampala.
Here,
Yeah, that was me. This was against Crystal Palace.
it's Crystal Palace.
Yeah, so okay, Kampala. So as coach taught us that like when the winger like this is Isco or attacking midfielder giving whisper the ball. So as coach taught me to when the winger get the ball to pull the defenders to one side and then attack the space and then finish. So that, as you can see, that's whisper going down the wing, never catch me on the camera. Yes, I pulled defenders. By the time the ball to cross, I was there to finish it.
Mm.
That was against Mannings the other day. In Country. That was Zane to me. Control finish.
Mm.
This was against Reading. Yeah, we were down. I think that was the equalizer. I believe. That was Isco. A back pass to me and then I just finished it.
Can I make it bigger?
It's just a video. How the video is.
Oh yeah, that was me moving again when Whisper received the ball, moving into space, shooting off the defender and finishing. Yeah. So Shoeshine at the ball, Shoeshine was playing left back that game. That was me peeling off from the defender, and then Shoeshine crossed, me finishing. This is me pressing.
That's the curve run press, so you can't go backwards. Yeah.
So the red card, win the ball.
No matter
moving the
outside,
space, whisper.
side down run. He nearly, he had rush. On the run side down, on the run straight.
So yeah, that was a shot. Coach was finish, and then I just kicked it. Turned into a goal.
That one can better than stadium.
That was that back to his spot.
Nice.
And this was the last time for the game. The pressure won it. Coach always teach me move into space and then whisper gave it to me and then I finish.
Very good.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna future.
Put it, congratulating you.
Yeah, definitely.
Who come congratulate him, sir?
That's it. It's done.
Yeah, that's,
Very good.
yeah. So it's great. No, it's gonna be exciting to see how the future going. The future of Jamaica.
Important for me though. Make sure you continue to videotape the games, even if I'm not there. Even if it's your phone you have to use.
Yeah,
Make sure that somebody is there videotaping every
Yeah.
game, every training session.
and send it
Yeah.
as soon as you
Even
can.
if you take your little phone and you put it on a little thing, and you just put it and make a video while you're playing.
Yes, sir.
Do what you need to do. Yeah. Brandon will be coming and visiting you a lot
Yeah,
because he's gonna start traveling now. Send him to England to get that done.
I'm hoping to maybe go in at least November is my first trip. So let's see. All right, guys. Thanks again.
Well done.
Thank you for coming on the show, Richie and,
The
and
legendary
Falco.
Falco was
It's a
there.
pleasure,
Yeah.
Craig.
My teammates.
We need to
Hey,
find
hold
some
on.
old footage.
Don't have score to a bicycle kick again in at Barbican.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They don't believe in you,
They
Craig.
don't believe me.
You just tell them what they don't
Yeah.
believe.
They don't believe. You never hear about the header from half line in Monaco?
No, I hear the brutal tackles. Tackle that's Excelsior and Champion Case.
So you never heard about the free kick from half line that drive and
Yeah, I
bust
hear
back
about that
the
one.
net?
I hear about that one.
Okay.
But me know they have-
Well, I think because I'm a little old man now that I don't have.
I'm a good free kick from the on.
Yeah, and it might be the tackle.
Listen, one day you guys will get older and be like, I scored 4 goals against Aston Villa Academy. We're gonna be like, no, you didn't do
No,
that.
I didn't do that.
All right, guys.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. You want to say something?
Oh yeah, before we leave, I want to give a big thank you to Auntie Nikki and Auntie Shelley. They've been helping us through this whole tour, and
Yeah.
Auntie Shelley been doing all the paperwork and management, and yeah, I'd just like to thank them. And we really appreciate it, and we definitely do our best to make it proud.
Yeah, another shout out as well to Auntie Nikki and Auntie Shelley, best coaching staff in the world. You know that we would be here without them. So just want to congratulate them, and in the future hope that we can repay them. And we're just going to work hard and do our best.
Good job. Thank you, Auntie Nikki and Auntie Shelley. Auntie Shelley is a paperwork. God.
Yeah.
She do everything, visa, everything. So, and Casey, so what about Casey?
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, Case.
Casey, top organizer, learn from the best man, Craig Butler.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Big up. I'm gonna miss you guys. But listen to this.
Yeah, man.
I'm always with you. You're
No
going
matter
to have voice in your head. You're gonna hear me when you're making a decision on the pitch. You're gonna hear me when you have to make a decision off the pitch. You know what I would say, what I would listen to the voice. You hear it.
Yeah.
Because I've been around you for so long now. You hear, you know what
No,
coach I want. You know the voice.
Yeah.
So just listen to it and just do it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'll always do it.
True, man.
Big
Lick up a hat trick for coach early.
Now.
Early hat trick. Early hat trick.
Careful.
True, man. That's how it works. That.
Very good.
Alright.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Craig, pleasure.
And then I
All
eat
the
some
best.
pizza.
Yeah, man, I eat some pizza.
All the best.
All right. Anybody wants pizza? We're
Come
having.
on, get the pizza like a man.
All right, guys. Have a good night.